I'm Kelly Mitchell, and this is Women on Wine TV, our inaugural episode, 100% Women on Wine, just for you. It's a show designed to help women put their best self forward in business and wine. Each week, we showcase what's in our glass, along with comprehensive tips for beautiful breakthroughs in life, wine, and work. We bring in the best and the brightest in entrepreneurs to help you enjoy your complete lifestyle and help you rule your world. Joining me is my partner in wine, Deborah Trapin. Welcome to the show, Deborah.
Thank you, Kelly. This is exciting.
I'm so thrilled. Okay, and today is episode 88. We're talking from crave to crush. The turning point for us as co-founders and hitting the sweet spot in setting our goals aligned with our desires. We all have dreams, some we've held close since we were little girls, and others that came over time as we matured, lived, and got to know ourselves better. The journey is fraught with disappointments, failures, but also successes, and the knowledge and the confidence that comes through living your truth. Opportunities are not always well timed, and there are moments you have to make hard choices between safe and daring. Today's show is about daring, breaking free of old habits, embracing your siren call, and finding that almost state of nirvana. And we begin with a quote. "And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom." That's from Anaïs Nin. The word for today's episode is a phrase. It is women on wine, and what that means when you hear that phrase is you take a sip of whatever's in your glass. Deborah, if you could tell us what's in your glass today, I'd love to get started.
Absolutely. So I am drinking Oriana, I don't know if you can see this, by Brian Carter, which is a local winery here in Washington. They actually grow it out in Yakima, and there's a wine tasting room in Woodinville. It is, Oriana is Latin for golden lady, so I thought that was appropriate for today. It's a wonderful blend. It does not get specific with what is in here. However, it is one of those bottles of wine, when you open it, it tastes like you're drinking sunshine.
Ooh.
And you should be nibbling on a gorgeous plate of seafood and cheeses. Goodness, it's so good. You could absolutely also do it with some Thai, because it could take a little, it could take the off the spice.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I love the name as well. So very apropos. You know, I today am having the Four Vines Skeptic, not for reasons of the topic of the show, but this is a 2013 Petite Syrah from Paso Robles, which is a California wine. The aspects of this wine actually kind of blew my mind because it's really a full-bodied wine, but it's not overwhelming. And these guys have like boysenberries, which is a kick in the butt to spring, right? It's boysenberry without being jammy, so it was like kind of a buttery, like, you know, introduction, and then this finish with boysenberry that I absolutely love. I would totally sit down with this, corn on the cob, a giant ribeye steak, and you know, medium rare, and just dig in. Add a baked potato. Perfect for a heavy.
Lord, I love that. That sounds delicious. Let's get out the grill. Woo!
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, well, we have a lot of stuff to cover, so we have to kind of boogie through today. But remember, whenever you hear Women on Wine, take a sip and enjoy the show. So tip number one on really, like, I mean, I guess we should talk really quickly about, you know, where we've been. We've been doing a show called Something Else for, what, the last year, 87 episodes of Something Else. And it was almost like we came full circle. From that start, we had no idea where things were going to head. And we've come to this wonderful place where we're living not only our truths, but our joys, the things that we're passionate about. Did I say that?
Good. Embrace it.
So my first tip I want to share is to dream it. Dream what you want to do and dream big. No matter how crazy your idea is, there's always a way to make some element of it come true. And I think that's what we've done. You know, we picked something we saw that we could enjoy and have passion behind for many years and that we both love, and we're never tired of it, right?
Absolutely. Well, I think that when we were dreaming it, we were defining it, right? We were
Oh, yeah.
saying, what are the things that we love? And Women on Wine is something that really captures three things that really bring us joy. The first is that we love to help women in business by sharing our experiences, sharing our wisdom, and shining a light on others' experiences and stories to help them. And we also love to drink wine. We love learning about it, talking about it, sipping it, and then last but not least, we love to talk to each other.
Oh, yeah.
We really enjoy having great chats and conversations. And so when we were dreaming about, like, where are we going to take this, we started drinking coffee at 10 o'clock in the morning, chit-chatting, and now we are Women on Wine TV, sipping our favorite glass of wine with the world on Wine Wednesday. Woo! Cheers!
Absolutely. Isn't it a perfect world that we live in?
Absolutely. Well, and that, the interesting thing is that leads really quickly into the second tip, which is take action. I think that when we started in March of 2013, yes, it's been more than a year, it's been 2 years, that oh my gosh, we had this desire to get the word out and to start sharing ideas.
Wait a second. 2 years?
2 years!
What was I on the second year?
I have no idea.
Maybe I had too much wine that year.
So we didn't just sit on it. We looked at each other. We said, you know what? We want to do a show about wine. What are we doing a show that has the name that isn't related to Women on Wine?
Right.
Let's rebrand it. There's no rules here. And so let's just do it. And we did it. And I think that's a huge, woo-woo! Being bold and being fearless about who cares what we were called. Let's call it what it is. Let's define it and use our passions and use those three things and make this new show. And it's crazy how our current community is just like, hello, duh. Come on, girls.
Thank you for us.
Yes.
So listen to your peeps. We're asking questions, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's, I think like taking action was such a big step, and it was kind of hard and kind of scary when we first started putting this together because it was unknown and a lot of things to figure out and things like that. But I think tip number 3 is perfect to come in here because what we did, and we did this very aggressively and very specifically, was we annihilated all the obstacles in our way. And some of the obstacles will come to you as people who may be envious of what you're doing or jealous of what you're doing. And they may speak other words into you, or you may hear whispers. And the thing is when you're living something that you're passionate about and you know what you're doing, you can't give a voice to the people who don't want you to succeed ever. They have no space in your mind, no room in your ears, and no mind share of your brain. You absolutely can't allow it. And I think for us, really, focusing on the good stuff and getting rid of those negative vibes, pulling out the weeds per se, really helped us get this together and make it gel.
Absolutely, and it really also helped us step out of our comfort zone and reach out and find new people who were supportive of the new vision and the new goal. And I think sometimes that you can get a little bit afraid of leaving people behind, but there are people who are in your life. The reason, season, lifetime concept is true in business too, and it's okay to let them go. It really is okay, because that brings us to our 4th tip, which is woohoo! Compromise and grow through collaborating with people who matter. And when you're partnering with your best friend and you're building a community with people that you both love, there are going to be bumps. Bumps. And I think that one of the things that Women on Wine has allowed us to do,
Time to have a sip.
time to have a sip, is it allowed us to have those difficult conversations around something that we were very, very, very joy-filled about, really on the same level. And so even when we knew that it was going to be an uncomfortable conversation, or even if we didn't and it became one, it was so easy to work through it because we both had the same goal in mind, because we dreamt and defined together and we annihilated the voices together. We've done all these steps along the way. So it really helped us have those conversations. Don't you think, Kel?
Absolutely. I mean, I think too, it's like when you take it from, and I think us being, having leadership roles for a long time and having that, little control freak animal in us for a long time, you come to a point where you start to realize that by putting your own goals aside and looking at what the shared reality of achieving similar goals is, and it's not about winning. It's not about winning at all. It's about collaborating to the point of success. And that's what we do. And while we've had, I don't think, I think we said our tiebreakers are going to be Junk and Poe for Women on Wine, rock, paper, scissors, right? So to us, either way, we're
that private information yet.
Ooh, you'll have to stay tuned for our SIP release. SIP release will tell you more about that. But those little things, and knowing that we have the same big vision, it's not about the wins. It's about getting to that place where the big vision is realized.
So good, so good. You got number 5 over there?
Step 5, take steps every day, embrace success and failure. So the steps every day we've talked a little bit about, that's about the compromise and about realizing it's not about winning and embracing success overall, but also the failure side is so important to embrace. And I think embracing failure, recognizing it, taking those seeds of truth, of learning from it, help you get to the next level. And be thankful for those failures because they're pushing you closer to your destination, which is success.
Oh, that's so true. And I think we can underestimate how much power there is in 1 or 2 actions a day. And one of the things I think you and I have realized during this process is this isn't a project. This is our heart and our joy that we're going to be doing for many, many years in some way, shape, or form. So it never actually stops. And so that's really leads into the 6th tip, which is reel yourself in. Because one of the things we have realized, and we've had to have the come to reality talks, is that Women on Wine is something we could talk about 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and not realize that we're actually working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've had several nights where it's like 9 o'clock at night, I'm sitting on the couch with my laptop open, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I should really close this, and I really don't want to.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to break away.
It is hard. And you were boxing me last night at what?
10:30 or 11, and it was. And the Voxing guys is this little walkie-talkie that enables you to talk in real time. So usually what we do is if it's too early or too late, we'll type our Voxes. Well, I launched into a verbal Vox, actually 3 of them, and then I went, whoops, I shouldn't have done that, so sorry. But it's hard when you're so excited and there's so much wonderfulness on the horizon,
So true, and so I think it's just really important to recognize that. It's okay to get lost in it because you're doing something that you're joyful about, but also don't forget about the world around you. Thankfully, we have very understanding husbands. My dogs aren't necessarily as understanding as my husband.
No, the dogs do not understand.
Very irritated.
So, final thoughts on this episode, episode 88 of Women on Wine TV, and actually our inaugural fully embraced Women on Wine. We're living our truth. Deborah, why don't we start with you?
Well, I think that my final words would be just give yourself patience and grace. Surround yourself with that thought of this is a journey. This is a journey. I don't have to do everything today. I'm going to have the failure. I'm going to have the success. Do not let either take you down or lift you up so high that you get too big for your britches.
Oh, yeah.
So just
don't ever say, do you know who I am? Because, of course, they don't.
How about you? Do you have final words?
My final words are, at any point in time, you can live your passion. Don't wait as long as I did. Get started earlier. And be true to who you are. You know, we can't live other people's lives. We'll never replicate the dreams that they've had. But the dreams that we have ourselves, those are the ones that we can live out loud. Those are the ones that we can be part of. Those are the ones that we can have a future with. And so get started sooner. Don't wait till later.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Well, let's see. Let's do a quick recap. So we have dream it. Definitely dream it, define it, and revel in it. Then take action. Don't live in analysis paralysis phase for too long. Take some action. Annihilate those obstacles and those negative voices. Get those folks out. Get the good stuff coming in. And remember that it's a compromise. When you're doing something together, we are better together. We grow together, and we need to embrace the collaboration of working together. Yes. Take steps every day and love the successes and love the failures just the same. And then reel yourself in. Do not forget to take time out for yourself and love on your husband, love on your kids, love on your spouse, on your partners, and just take care of life. And then, of course, be patient, graceful, and don't wait too long. So thank you so much for joining us for this inaugural version of Women on Wine TV. Woo-hoo. Don't forget to subscribe to us. Go to womenonwine.tv. There's a beautiful pink red box there. You can sign up and get all of these juicy talks right to your inbox. And then search any of the socials, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, G+, you will find us, and Instagram, if you search Women on Wine TV. We'd love to see you there. If you've got thoughts on the show, pound Women on Wine, and we will find you and chat back with you.
But don't hit us.
Don't hit us.
Pound Women on Wine.
You're such a smarty pants.
Woo. Woo.
Turn your crave into your crush and rock your new business out.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
We're Women on Wine TV.
Womenonwine.tv. Cheers.
Cheers. Signing off. Wee-hee.
Crush. Crave to crush.
Whoa, whoa.
Dream it.
We need some music.